that is the biggest thing that has helped me lately when I start to just drift. So day tight compartments. That if I'm way out ahead thinking about tomorrow or what could be, just telling myself this when I wake up in the morning is like, this day has enough trouble on its own. And once you realize this, it will make you so much more savvy, because we have little people who are counting on us and we're trying to keep the peace in our home, not laying our peace down. Let's talk today about what it looks like to not lay down our peace as a mom, to not give in to every single worry that flies into our brain. Like, what does it look like practically? I am a mom I'm about to have my 6th baby at Christmas, and I've really just felt passionate for a long time. I have my master's in sports psychology about the power of the mind, pairing the power of the mind with my faith. I'm a Christian, and also motherhood, like just this blend, because I think so much of motherhood requires a strong mental fortitude, but also developing that fortitude and also relying on my faith, uniquely just a reliance on the Lord. And so what does it look like? Maybe you're a young Christian mom and things are a little harder than you thought they would be, and you have these like intrusive worries, these intrusive thoughts, and it can really take you down a bad path as a mom. Like, I really understand what that feels like. And so today I want to share 5 things that I really think can help you just bust out of that worried state, to be more present as a mom, to be more joyful, to be more just tuned in to the day that's in front of you, and to not be constantly living in this cycle of worry. So hey, my name is Lana. This is Girl Teach Me. This whole channel is to be a blessing to you as a new mom, to help you, if you're tired, discouraged, like we're going to talk about today, being worried. I want to help you level up as a mom and tap into that next best version of yourself as a mom. I think it's totally possible for you to see yourself make strides. And I want to help you with that here at Girl Teach Me, both on the website and here on YouTube. And so I pray that this video resonates with you. I hope you'll stay and hit subscribe. And I say this in almost all of my videos, but if you are a pregnant mama, another level of worry is just birth prep. And I want to tell you that I have a free class that helps you just learn to make decisions very strategically to plan and prepare for your upcoming birth without any kind of fear. We're talking about fear, we're talking about worry. So if you find yourself pregnant, the link is down below, and I hope that can be a blessing to you. So let's talk about, where does the worry come from? I genuinely think the first thing I want to say is I think worry comes from 2 places. Either it comes from a fixation on the past, or it comes from dipping into the future and taking our eyes off of today. And so one book that I have been reading that has been helping me tremendously in this category of worry, I'm going to impart some of the things I've learned from that book here in this video. But the number one thing is what he calls staying in a day-tight compartment. And what do I mean by that? Like, if you ever saw the movie Titanic, where they would shut down different parts of the ship as they flooded and those big iron doors would shut, it was a compartment that could cut off if water was getting in. So in this book, I think it's How to Stop Worrying and How to Start Living, but he talks about living in a day-tight compartment. And what this looks like for us as a mom is not feeling burdened or shamed about the past. Like, our past is the past. And I know when I've been to counseling, there can be like a lot of focus on the past, because I think we can learn from the past, right? That's what history is. We're learning from the past. But there is a line where the past is also dead and gone. There's also nothing we can do about the past. We can ask for forgiveness, we can say we're sorry, and we can forgive. But really, the only thing that's real is today. The future is yet unborn. And so living in this day-tight compartment has helped me so very much. I think that's what Proverbs 31 is partly saying when it talks about the virtuous woman, is that she laughs at the days to come. She's really present focused. Her head is down and she's doing her work for today, and she's not worried about tomorrow. This doesn't mean that we don't plan and prepare, not at all, but it does mean that we are not worried about tomorrow. So living in a day-tight compartment. And what that looks like for me is when I lay down to go to sleep and the worries of the world are pushing in and I'm thinking about all the things I have to do tomorrow, I say to myself, each day has enough trouble on its own. That's from the Bible, and God is going to give me new mercies the next day. And when I wake up in the morning, I ask for my daily bread, right? The Lord's Prayer is, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. So it goes on, but our daily bread. So not yesterday's bread, that one's gone, and not tomorrow's bread. We're not worried like, Lord, are you going to have enough bread then? It's like, my daily bread. Lord, you lead me beside quiet waters. You are a good shepherd. Just telling myself this when I wake up in the morning is like, this day has enough trouble on its own that if I'm way out ahead thinking about tomorrow or what could be, I can't focus today. And there is a verse in Colossians that also spoke to me recently, and it's like, Lord, help me pay attention to the calling I have received so that I can fulfill it. I'm paraphrasing, I'm sure. The ministry I've received, the calling I've received, the calling we've received as a mom, we can't really fulfill it. And we're not really paying attention to it if we're so worried about the past that is dead and gone, and we're so out and far in the front with the future. So daytight compartments. That is the biggest thing that has helped me lately when I start to just drift in my mind to worry about what ifs or plans in the future and all the things. Daytight compartment. The second thing that I have really been implementing to think about worry, to like kind of tackle worry, is to remember that everybody is fighting to stay relevant in the news and online, and people are vying for attention. And so now that I'm a content creator here on YouTube, I know that unless you create a good thumbnail, and hang with me, unless you create a good thumbnail or a good title, most people are not going to click on the video, right? And so people know this, and they sometimes are creating clickbait, whether it's the first 5 seconds of a reel, or it's an email subject line, or it's just everything's trying to capture our attention. And once you realize this, it will make you so much more savvy that people are trying to grab your attention. And as a mom, we already have little ones who are trying to grab our attention. And what can make it really hard is when we are splitting our attention, when we're splitting our attention between content that wants us to consume and then our little children who need us. And so this is where I think conspiracy theories can be so dangerous because, well, for many, many reasons. And listen, like, I am not anti-conspiracy theory, because actually I think there are some that are not conspiracy theories and they're just gaslighted as being a conspiracy theory. I get all that. But I see so many people, even in my Christian realm, getting so sucked in to all of these theories, all these things, and really they've gone down rabbit hole of clickbait. Really and truly, they have kind of fallen prey to having their attention captured. And this can also click us out of being present, doing the thing that we can do next, do the next right thing, because we are so out there on like, well, what if this happens? And what if this happens? And these people are against us. And it's kind of like we kind of have to remember that the greatest problem we have generally is the self-sabotage of ourselves and not so much the world pressing in. I know for me, my greatest problem is my anger, my sin, my laziness, and my lack of diligence to do the next right thing. Like, it's generally not the government and taxes and all the things that could happen. Generally, it's me. I'm usually my worst problem. And so I just think that, like, just tuning into the fact that so many people are trying to capture our attention, incite our emotions, get us to share. In the book called Contagious, he actually talks about these are like tactics that marketers use to get us to share, is to incite our emotions, to make us sad, to make us angry. So just being so savvy about what we intake, really protecting our heart. From the heart, things flow, right? And so just being really wise about what we're allowing into our mind, into our heart as a mom, because we have little people who are counting on us, and we're trying to keep the peace in our home, not laying our peace down. And sometimes when we consume really, I don't know, it can be toxic. intake, and I'm guilty of this too, it can cause us to lay our peace down, and it can cause us to worry about a lot of what ifs that honestly are completely completely outside of our control. The next thing I would say is giving our time and attention to things that are outside of our control. Really, if I can draw a circle around myself and control that best I can with the help of the Lord, that is going to keep me really focused to accomplish the ministry that God has called me to accomplish the mission, and to stay focused and not get distracted. When I start to give a lot of time and attention to energy vampires that are sucking the life out of me that I honestly can't control, and so just controllables, uncontrollables, really, I can control a lot that I'm simply not controlling because I'm giving my attention elsewhere. And worry is not actually productive. Worrying is just like spinning around a problem and not actually tackling it. So let's talk about that when there is a problem. The next thing is when there actually is a problem. One really great strategy, and I did this the other day, I did this in the notes on my phone, was what is the problem? Like, write out the problem. What is the problem? And what am I going to do about the problem? Or what could I do about the problem? A lot of times I think our worry is swimming around what ifs, and it's also swimming around the fact that we don't have a firm plan for the problem. So one, identifying what is the problem. Like, let's say, for instance, I do have a child right now who is going through tummy issues, and I'm trying to figure out, is it gluten sensitivity? Like, what is it? So like the problem is that child's health. The next thing is, what can I do about it? Well, I've already reached out to my pediatrician. I ordered some books to read on, but the thing I've really identified is keeping a food journal. And so, there could be 4 different things we can do to take on the problem. But once we've decided on a plan of action, it actually can give us so much energy, because instead of worrying and swirling around a problem, we're willing to do something about it. And a lot of times we feel worried and we feel depressed and we feel bogged down because we don't know what to do about it. We haven't made a firm decision. And once we decide what to do about it, truly just moving forward with that action, there's an old saying that if you're on a dark journey, the best thing you can do is take the footsteps that are lit in front of you the first 100 yards, and then we'll usually be able to see another 100 yards. But sometimes we freak out because we can't see a mile down the road. But really, that's out in the future, right? 100 yards might be all I can take today, what's lit up in front of me today. And then tomorrow when I wake up, more of the path might be lit up, and I might be able to take some more steps of faithfulness. And I really think that that's what we have to do in hard and dark seasons where we're walking through sometimes even the valley of the shadow of death, is just take those little steps. Oh, I got a little buddy. She just woke up from nap. But the last thing I think is to... You got head scratch? Got a dry head? I think the last thing that has really been helpful for me is a part of living in that daytight compartment, a part of not worrying, is truly trying to just enjoy life. And some of the ways they said that we can enjoy life, I'm saying we because of this book that I've been reading, that's just been so good, is it talked about like the things that actually add color to life, like good music, art, dancing, humor, snuggling with our kids. For me, it's getting outside, finding things we enjoy that can really help push out worry. Sometimes we're just kind of getting lost in like problem solving and lost in other people's opinions and all the things that are like wrong that we need to fix. So when really calling all the good I can see, focusing on the good, because there's so much good to be grateful for. Gratitude. I don't think anything pushes out worry for me personally. Like, what can I be grateful for? In this day, there's so much to be grateful for. Just even when I'm having a tough day, just like taking this little baby and like squeezing her arms and just loving on her and sitting down and reading a book with her, like that helps me realize like I have so much to live for. I have so much I've been blessed with, and worry doesn't need to be a part of my life. God says, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. When we follow Jesus, he's saying, I'm not putting a heavy burden on you. My yoke, which is what was strapped around oxen, it's easy and it's light. But I think sometimes we're adding extra weight to ourselves because we're putting the worries of the world on our back, the worries of tomorrow, the unborn tomorrows on our back as a mom. And I can just promise you, living in daytime compartments, finding things you're excited about, you're grateful for, the color in life, like really looking at our kids and enjoying our kids, they can be some of the best antidotes to worry. Tapping into their playfulness, being a child with them, getting on the trampoline with them, getting down and doing chalk with them. Like, those are some of the moments that I literally stop being an adult, and I get out of this part of my brain and I get into this fun creative spot, and I just feel human again. And I just feel like a fun mom again, and the mom I really want to be. So I hope some of these tips are just helpful for you. I hope that you can apply just one thing. I would love to hear in the comments below, like, what resonated with you? What's helped you click out of worry as a mom? One thing I really love about Girl Teach Me is I feel like we're all learning from one another, and it's girl, teach me how you do this or that. Some of us are better at clicking out of worry than others, so share your top tips down below. The one thing you're gonna do, because if you just watch this video and you don't do anything, I'm not sure it was the best investment of your time. So tell me the one thing you're really gonna do to stop worrying and tune in to being the mom you were meant to be. And I'll see you again in the next video.
It's so unnecessary dwelling about the past, 'cause I know that God is good, He led me to where I'm at. Sometimes I feel like giving up, you're giving in, but everything happens for a reason. It won't always be blue skies ahead. Sometimes you might need a helping hand, just like iron sharpens iron, making me stronger, calling me higher. When we come together, just like iron sharpens iron, making us stronger, calling us higher. When we're helping each other, we're growing together.